lovelies, I have so missed you. Oh, I have missed you, and I have missed cooking. For some reason, the kitchen and I were just not vibing for the last few months. I even tried cooking. I really did. And then I took a dead chicken and I cremated it. Poor old chicken was dead, and I just had to burn it to a crisp. That is why I decided to give this recipe another try, and here it is in its full glory: chicken in a red pepper sauce or stew. I don't know how you refer to it, but I call it a stew. Before we continue, guys, please subscribe, like, share, hit that notification button so that you get notified when I upload new videos. Then let's start cooking. Well, I will start cooking. You guys will watch and pay attention so that you can recreate this recipe. And when you do, please, please, please let me know on the comment section how it tasted. I know you're going to love it, but just, do me a favor and let me know how it tasted. And let us start, people. Let us start. We are going to start by washing and deseeding the tomatoes. This is very important. Make sure all the seeds are out. You want to remove all the water from the sauce. And if you leave the seeds, it will take you ages to cook this sauce. Trust me, remove the seeds. Also, make sure you get some very sweet tomatoes. I have some Roma tomatoes that are very sweet. I also have here some white onions. I used about 3 onions. I have some ginger, I have some garlic. Just wash everything and peel everything and cut into tiny pieces because everything is going to go in the blender. For those of you that love spicy, then I got you. This sauce is so spicy, but a good kind of spicy. I use about 1 Scotch bonnet, add 3 Maggi cubes, and I also forgot the peppers, paprikas, capsicums, I don't know how you call them. I used about 3 of them. Very important because this is a red pepper sauce. How could you forget the peppers? Toss everything in a blender and blend away. Just blend. Make sure everything is smoothly blended. Sometimes a garlic escapes, a ginger escapes, so make sure everything is smooth like this.
Meanwhile,
in the meantime, I'm going to attempt to cook this chicken again. I'm going to add some onions, 2 of them, garlic, about 3-4 cloves, celery, ginger. Then I'm going to add cumin seeds. I'm going to add curry powder, 3 Maggi cubes, a bouquet garni of thyme and bay leaves. I'm also going to add some curry powder and a Scotch bonnet. A little bit of salt. Go easy on the salt, okay? Then cover it up and cook for about 1 hour on low heat. Keep checking, people. Keep checking so that you do not burn your chicken, okay? Do not be like Sal's. Do not be like Sal's. Sal's burnt her chicken. Do not copy Sal's. And while stirring, make sure you do not break that pepper. Please don't break it. Look at this nifty thing I bought from AliExpress. It holds your spoon, it holds your cover so that you do not make a mess on your counter. Once our chicken is done, we are going to fish out that bouquet garni. I see a bay leaf escaped. As long as it's not the thyme, that escaped. I'm good to go. Also, fish out that pepper. Set that chicken aside along with the beautiful broth that we're going to use for the stew, and let's start with the stew. Another trick that is very important is to use a non-stick pan. Trust me, you do not want to burn this stew. Burnt stew tastes yucky. Use a good amount of palm oil, and when I say a good amount, I mean a good amount, like a cup. If you do not have palm oil, don't worry, just use regular oil. Now, palm oil smokes very quickly. Don't worry about it. If it starts to smoke, don't think that you're going to burn the house, okay? Make sure it is nice and hot before you add the onions. I used about 3 medium-sized onions. You want the oil to be really hot. I want to emphasize on that, really hot, because you're deep frying almost the onions. So make sure you fry them until they're nice and brown. This pan was quite on the smaller side, so I took another pan, which is also non-stick. It is bigger because I blended a lot of tomatoes and peppers. We are going to make a lot of pepper stew because this pepper sauce or stew is going to stay in the freezer for a long time. Then in goes our smoothie of tomatoes, peppers, and onions. Isn't this what a smoothie is? A blend of different veggies and fruits. This time around, just veggies. Is tomato a fruit? I think a tomato is a fruit, right? So this is a smoothie. Yes, it is a smoothie. Now bring everything to a mix. You want to boil it. Once it starts to bubble up, reduce the heat and then simmer. And please, for the love of all that is good in the universe, do not cover this sauce up. If you cover, you're going to create steam. Steam turns into water. Water is going to go in your sauce. You are trying to cook out all the water from the sauce. Why add extra water? Why? When your sauce has cooked down, it's going to look something like this, and the oil is going to float. That is when you're going to go in with your spices and herbs. Throw in a bouquet garni of thyme and bay leaves, a few Maggi cubes, about 4, some curry powder. I did add extra curry powder, but when it comes to this, I add until the gods and the ancestors say stop. That's it. You can see the sauce is nice and thick, so give it a good stir and then cook some more until it goes down. And we forgot our tomato paste. How could we? So add about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And of course, don't forget to stir. You want to mix that tomato paste in there really well. It has to cook for about 10 minutes because you want to get rid of that bitterness in tomato pastes. Then cover it up with an anti-sputter lid. This anti-sputter lid is God sent because when I'm making this sauce, it sputters everywhere. I hate that because I keep cleaning as I go, and it never stops. Then fish out that bouquet garni that we put in there. That is the thyme and the bay leaf. This helps a lot to tie down the thyme. It helps. Guys, if you don't do this, then all them tiny stalks will be in your sauce and fishing them out is a nightmare. If you do not have a kitchen yarn, then just use some dry thyme. It's okay. The flavor is almost the same. You know, the fresher the better, but if you do not have the fresh one, then, it's not the end of the world. All of you health fanatics, don't worry, you're not going to consume this oil. Time for me to scoop about 3/4 of the sauce, store it in the freezer or store it in a jar and use that later for some Indomie. We haven't forgotten about that chicken we boiled earlier. It's time for it to go in the sauce. So scoop out the pieces and leave the thyme, the onion, everything else live in there. We are also going to sieve so that we get a clear bouillon that we're going to add in later if the sauce is too thick. And we are finally done cooking. I know what you're thinking. This is an insane amount of oil. I know. But like I told you in the beginning, you need all this oil because you need to fry your sauce. You're not steaming it, you're frying it. And this is also how you know that your sauce is done. Once the oil floats, Your sauce is cooked to perfection. Just scoop it out, save it, use it to fry some meat, use it to fry an egg. Personally, I scoop it on top of my previously saved sauce and preserve that in the fridge for about 3 months. The chicken looks so good. I can't wait. Can't wait for this. It's been your girl Sauce Comfort showing you how to make this delicious chicken in red pepper stew. Please do not be a stranger. I can't personally invite you to my home to taste this, but I can invite you to subscribe, like, share this video. I know someone will benefit from this recipe, I promise you. Before I leave, do not forget to leave love. Ciao, ciao, and I'll see you on my next video.